What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. If any of you guys heard that my audio was down last week, that's because my fucking mic messed up. And I thought that the microphone thing was halfway and the headphone thing was full, but it's the other way around. So tonight, the microphone thing is full and the headphone thing is halfway. But, anyways, without further ado, Seal, how are you doing, buddy?
I am doing great, sir. If you
Your
could
audio
tell,
was great last week, by the way. No problem.
thank you, thank you. That's crazy because it's all the way down there now, and I'm always conscious of it. I think I did go mic monitor a little bit though to pick up a little bit better. But yeah, everything is doing good. I've been repetitive as fuck on this podcast for the last month and a half. That all the Cavs need. Oh, my baby boy's crying, and I can't go help him right now. This is the worst thing as a parent.
You have a capable girl, though.
Yeah, but still, I'm just like, But
Right.
I've just been talking about we just need a 20-point a game score. That's all we need extra. We had it in Colin, and man, we were missing that. And holy hell, whereas I given the best gift in the world, it's Caris LeVert who scored 47 points in the game before he got traded to us, and is shooting on like a 47% from the field mark, which is ridiculous. And it's awesome. He played tonight, and he didn't shoot that great. He looked uncomfortable, but just him being on the court, Darius Garland went like 10 for 13, or that's where he was the last time I checked. 3 for 3 from three, like 6 assists. That kid is eating again, like he was when Colin was on the court, just finding a spot. He's still able to put up those numbers, not 10 of 13 type shit. He's definitely shooting 45-50% from the field, not doing that every day. But when Colin was around, he was definitely able to find a spot and get to it a lot more clean and open than he has been, because he's the only outside threat on the team until Mobley goes out there. It's just him and big men pretty much.
Right.
So it's been awesome to see, man. And I had to wear this tonight. I was all ready to wear some NFL shit because we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl a little bit. But man, Kevin Love has been doing the dirty work. I don't know how many charges the leader has in the league right now, but he's had like 5 or 6 in the last 2 or 3 games that I've watched him play. And that's the last 3 games.
Right.
It's absolutely insane how much he's giving for this team. And that just shows you at his age how the Olympic Committee for Basketball in America thought he was out of shape and not basketball quality.
Right.
More. He's giving it his all, and he's killing it on both sides of the court. And that's because like he knows that there's a shot, there's something really special brewing in Cleveland. It's kind of a la you guys in the bubble. Something's brewing, something's coming. But we got our guy in the middle of the season instead of having to wait to get that guy next year like you guys got Chris Paul. We got that guy in the middle of the season right before All-Star break. So not only that, like we get thank you for this trade deadline being so early in the NBA, because we got 40 games with this guy to get it together. And that's what the Cavs have always been used to. Suck the first 30, 40 games because LeBron has his best friends, banana boat guys, D-Wade out here and shit. So let's suck for a little bit and then get our real team together after the All-Star break and come out here and learn from that. And we're going to do it, man. And I'm really, really, really excited.
It's crazy because when Kevin Durant and Kyrie signed to the Nets, I said the best player on the Nets is Caris LeVert or Jared Allen. So they need to not get rid of those 2 guys and maybe make a big 4 out of those guys. Because if they had KD, Kyrie, Caris LeVert, and Jared Allen, it would be a lock. But then Jared Allen went almost immediately. And then Caris LeVert had like that sickle cell or whatever he had. And so he kind of got
that was
sold
on the trade.
Yeah, so he kind of got sold
traded
low.
And they got figured out there.
Yeah, and had to sit out for Indiana for like 3 weeks or whatever it was. Yeah. And like now both of those guys are on Cleveland and they're showing what they can do. Obviously, Caris hasn't gotten to show what he can do yet, but he showed in Indiana. He showed in Brooklyn. Like that, it was so crazy that they got rid of him. Even I remember back then I was saying like LeVert is the guy. If you're going to keep one of those core people, keep LeVert. But now they've gotten rid of LeVert, they've gotten rid of Allen, and now they're trying to get rid of either Harden or Harris or both. And it's like, what are the Nets doing, man? But let's rewind a little bit because we'll talk about those trades. I don't want to talk about Harden yet because as of right now when we're recording, it hasn't happened, but we think it's going to.
That should be our last NBA topic in hopes.
Yeah, right. So let's back it up a little bit, and let's start with the trade deadline. It's a great place to start. And there's a lot of good things going. If you guys are listening, the trade deadline is just now happening. Ben Simmons might be a net. We don't know. We'll talk about that in a second.
But what time is trade deadline?
What's that?
What time is the trade deadline
noon.
tomorrow?
Well, noon my time. So 3 p.m. your time.
All right.
So let's back it all the way up to the last time we recorded. So February 4th, the trades really started to get rolling, and the Blazers showed that they are just going to sell. They don't give a fuck anymore. And they got rid of Robert Covington. And not that Robert Covington's some like end all be all. He's been bounced around from teams for a while.
Well, him and Powell. Nick Powell has been playing out of this world this season.
So like they're getting rid of their people to really on that thing just to get one draft pick. So when you see that happening, Keon Johnson, I guess, is somebody, but you're not getting anything like crazy good for right now, and you're not getting anything crazy good for the future. So when I see a trade like that where they don't get anything, I'm like, oh shit, they're setting up for another trade is what they're about to do. Mm-hmm. They're trying to make that first trade so that they can make the second trade. And we saw a couple of days later that that's exactly what happened. So we'll stay on the Blazers and we'll move on. That was just them getting rid of Norman Powell, Robert Covington, a few contracts that they needed.
I said Nick.
to make another trade. And then yesterday, the trade actually comes out. It's CJ McCollum. So this is crazy. I think the Pelicans won here. But anyways.
Oh, dude.
McCollum, Larry Nance, and Tony Snell, which of course Snell is whatever, he's a little older. But the Blazers get back Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who I think they got rid of today, Tomas Satoransky. Really? And yeah, I think they did. We'll see in a second. And Didi Lizotta, who's a wrap. They're just trying to fill their roster spot. And then they got a first-round pick and then 2 second-round trade swaps. Like, is that enough for CJ McCollum? And then, like, it's crazy because it's maybe enough for CJ McCollum, but then they gave away Larry Nance Jr., who is underrated in my opinion, but he's been kind of that guy that you throw him in for 5 minutes of just like hype video type stuff and he doesn't do anything. But the man can play. And then Tony Snell is older, but he's a good defender. He can do some things. I think the Pelicans came away from this happy with what they got.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Man, that stinks that they got rid of Anderson like that, or whatever the hell his name is. 3 names. It was really cool.
Walker.
Yeah, Alexander Walker. Anderson. Not right. You had 3 shots. First name, last 2 names. Neither. But anyways, it was cool to see him and Josh Hart at the game and just paying their respects. You can see what they're trying to build there, and they alluded to that after the game. And it was really, really fucking cool to see. But yeah, and you got to think they're happy for both sides, right? Like Josh Hart's going to have a chance to play with Dame and kind of be the guy there, knowing he wasn't going to be the guy. They have Zion, Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, they kind of have Zion. They might have Zion one day.
Yeah, but they still hype him up. That's how they still put.
They sell tickets on Zion.
Yeah, that's how they sell season tickets. Absolutely, probably not game day tickets. That's Brandon Ingram. But Josh Hart has his chance to go and shine. He was always going to be in Brandon Ingram's kind of shadow, no matter where them two were traded to. So for him to get traded by himself is pretty cool. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Blazers play out because Dame's like sitting. He's not playing right now, right?
He's injured the rest of the year. It's like his abdomen or whatever.
Just came back like a month
ago. Might come back with like a month ago or some bullshit, but he's not doing anything crazy.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how Josh Hart is able to do with the offense in on his own now, pretty much. And I'm excited for him, unless they traded for another point blank score. But now that CJ's gone, Dame's sitting, they don't really have shit out there.
They have what's his name, Corey Joseph, or like that's really it.
Yeah, and Nurkic.
Yeah,
is that the one that's there, Nurkic?
Yeah.
No, did you see Kelly Oubre on Vucevic tonight?
I haven't seen anything tonight. I was watching Olympics.
Yeah, I looked and I was like, because the Cavs played, and after Cavs played, I was like, all right, let me go see on my Bleacher Report app what NBA games are left today. And it was like Hornets Bulls, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a close game." And I looked to see what it was on. I was like, "Why the fuck is it on ESPN?" And I was like, the Ball brothers. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And DeRozan popping off right when I turn it on. It's like fucking 11 minutes left, so a minute into the fourth quarter, and he popped a dirty ass shot in somebody's face. I wasn't really paying attention like that, and they're like, DeRozan hits his 30 points for the second time or the fifth time in 8 games or some crazy shit.
I
And
asked
then,
Eddie how he feels about DeRozan doing so well, and he said he doesn't want to talk about it.
fuck yeah. I don't know why your booty hurt, bro. Y'all had all the chance in the world with that guy.
And DeRozan was okay on the Spurs too. It's just
that's your
nobody else
organization.
was.
I say that about LeBron because fuck LeBron. Everybody feels the same way. If it would have been a DeMar DeRozan, Goodfella type guy who's been getting fucked his whole life and then had to sit there and just fucking wither away 3 years of his fucking career,
Right.
fuck that, Eddie. Just be appreciative that he stayed with you guys and then pull some dumb shit. I'm not playing for this team. Yeah, he didn't do that. Respect him. Put some respect on his name, Eddie, if you're watching this episode. But anyways, that distracted the fuck out of me. What was I talking about? Here we go again.
You're just saying that you were watching the Bulls and the Hornets, but you were trying to actually find.
So and then Kelly Oubre yammed on Vucevic. I just said his name.
Vucevic, yeah.
Yeah, Vucevic was holding his face and stuff like, yeah, you just got yammed on, bro. But yeah, there's a lot of great basketball going on. All these young dudes. I'm really excited for the way basketball is going. Really, really, really excited. Yeah. And I mean, unless you got something else to say on anything right now, I was going to start going into the All-Star because there's hella young dudes doing all kinds of shit. We already talked about how they're going to be doing the rookie thing.
Well, let's talk about everywhere. A couple more trades because there are rookies, second-year people everywhere, but there are rookies everywhere doing everything. But a second-year guy that I didn't expect to get traded is Tyrese Halliburton. So the Kings go and they get Domantas Sabonis. All right, so let's preface this. If you might watch basketball and not follow the trade deadline or any of that. The Pacers said, you're not getting Domantas Sabonis unless you give us a fucking King's ransom. And the Kings probably heard that and went, a King's ransom? We can do that because we're the Kings. And they fucking gave away everybody to these fools. Tyrese Halliburton. So the man he's in his second year. His rookie year was good, but obviously it wasn't like next level. And he was picked pretty late. He was like the 12th pick. And he was okay. This year he's balling. This team sucks like mad everything. But Buddy Hield is like the most efficient shooter in the league. And Tyrese Halliburton is just showing out. He's like, his numbers are equivalent to like Chris Paul's numbers, but his team is at the bottom of the West and Chris Paul's team is up at the top of the West. And so they said, you know what? Take Buddy Hield and Tyrese Halliburton.
And they kept Swiper.
Yeah.
That was the craziest thing. They didn't keep Tyrese. So Tyrese came 2 weeks ago in an interview, and it's been the only reason I didn't see it when it originally came out, but it's been like going off on King's Reddit and all these sports talks, blogs and shit. And I was able to see it on Reddit. But Kings fans going crazy. But somebody linked the video, and it's Tyrese going on a nice little rant how he wants to be a part of the change in Sacramento. He wants to get it right. He wants to be here. He loves this area. He loves the fans. He's putting his heart, soul, and everything into it. And he's just ready to get to work and get it done. Bye.
He's gone.
They're like, no, we're tanking. We're tanking, bro. We're tanking. We're going to see a Sabonis and nobody else. Swipe is going to keep being ass. We're going to score 100 points a game. 2 people are going to do that.
Yeah.
And we're going to lose the next 40 games.
So let's talk about the Kings for a second. Obviously, we laugh at the Kings. They've been the laughing stock for 30 years now. They almost had a chance to make the finals one time, and the Lakers put them down, and then it was game over from the rest of the history of them.
Bibby, though?
What?
Oh, yeah, you sent me that. Mike Bibby.
Yeah. Big Arizona Mike Bibby, baby.
Shit.
He ate the other Mike Bibby, the old Mike Bibby. All right. But let's talk about the Kings.
Ate Vin Diesel.
Yeah, right. They go and they get Marvin Bagley over Luka Doncic, which for whatever reason, revisionist history, hindsight's 2020, whatever. Marvin Bagley, we expected to be good. He hasn't been. A lot of that's because the Kings don't let him do anything. Then they
Didn't
went
trade
got,
him either.
yeah. Then they went and got Tyrese Halliburton, and they have like 3 point guards. They have just a dysfunctional team. So they need to get rid of somebody. All right, we know that. And to go get Domantas Sabonis in a vacuum is good. This dude is good. He's a good player. He's going to be good. He's going to do his thing. But they had really 4 guys they could have given away, and they gave away the very last one that you wanted to give away in Tyrese Halliburton. And then to compound that, they paid De'Aaron Fox too much. That's the big issue. Is like if they wouldn't have paid De'Aaron Fox, they could have probably traded De'Aaron Fox here to get Domantas Sabonis, but they couldn't. They couldn't fix the salary, so now they're stuck with this Fox salary for a while. They're gonna have Domantas Sabonis for like 2 more years before he decides that Sacramento's the worst city ever and we're gonna leave. So if you're trying to put your head around what the Kings are doing, because they're not trying to win and they're not trying to build since they got rid of their building block, what are they trying to do?
Tank.
But why? They had the guy. Tanking is to
so they must feel like I think they're gonna probably be able to get a trade for Spida next year and build pieces around Sabonis. Maybe somebody in their organization says, if we can get Sabonis, I can promise you we can get A, B, C, and D, and that'll build us a championship winning team. And they're like, hey, that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and get that done. Buddy Hield isn't doing it for us. Fucking Tyrese, or however you say his first name, Halliburton, Thibault, whatever.
Halliburton. Yeah, Thibault's on Philly, I think.
Yeah, but it's Tyrese, right? Is his first name?
Tyrese. Yeah.
So he's not getting it done, even though he's fucking is a
He's
monster.
the only one getting it done.
Yeah, he's a monster. Let's keep Spida and let's get Sabonis and try to build around them too. Like, no, get rid of Spida and Buddy Hield and build around Sabonis.
The thing is, like, if you're gonna tank, if you're gonna tank, you're trying to draft the best people. They drafted one of the best people in that class in Tyrese Halliburton, and now they've gotten rid of him. So if you're tanking to get people to just get rid of, that's useless. And you're not going to win now with just Domantas Sabonis and Fox, who can run the court faster than anybody else. All right, cool, but you probably need the ball.
That was Luke Walton vision was Tyrese, and wasn't the GM vision. So he was like, all right, now that Luke's gone, we can get rid of this guy.
That's true.
And we're getting Sabonis for him.
So we'll see. I mean, I love Domantas Sabonis. I really do.
I definitely feel like Buddy Hield and Tyrese was a Luke Walton vision trade.
True.
Or not trade, but I could trade with Buddy Hield. I could draft.
So don't get me wrong, Sabonis, if you listen to this, I love you.
Right? Buddy Hield got drafted by the Pelicans.
Right? Yeah. All and traded him. Mm-hmm. So Sabonis, I love you. If you're listening to this, you're not the problem. You're not the issue. I just think that the Kings just did you dirty by putting you in it. They're going to tell you to just go score 40 and we'll lose by 40 on the other end and have a good time.
He's going to end up being the Julius Randle of the end of last year for the rest of this season. And what happened to the Julius Randle of the end of last season?
Well, we haven't really talked about actual NBA stuff, but yeah, Julius Randle fell off big, bro.
Next week's going to be a big basketball episode. I mean, this is going to be
once football's over, basketball
football reigns supreme.
Yeah,
with all of the listeners. So, and
basketball is halfway done. Like the second half of basketball is going to be the big go.
I am working on a piece to come out during All-Star break about the top of the East, because it is such a bottleneck up there.
It is.
So I'm gonna dive into that a little bit.
We're gonna have many weeks.
When I do right, it's about the East. So
yeah, we're gonna have many weeks in a row of just grinding. But the last trade that I wanted to talk about, I told you that Alexander Walker got taken just to get rid of, and so we do want to bring that up so that the listeners aren't like they never got to that. So the Blazers ended up trading Nickeil Alexander Walker to the Jazz for Joe Ingles, and that just completed their rebuild, right? Because if they're not going to have Lillard for the rest of the year, they just got Joe Ingles, who they're not going to have for the rest of the year. They have committed to saying, we don't care. So they got rid of Alexander Walker and Zadaransky, both of which they traded for literally like hours before they made this trade, just to get Joe Ingles. The Spurs are just sitting there going, hey, let us do whatever you want to do. We don't care. The Spurs literally did nothing. They gave away Hernan Gomez, who they just got like a week ago, and all they got back was a pick for it, a second round pick. So I don't really know why they were a third piece in this. Like, clearly the Jazz wanted her.
I thought when I heard Spurs were in, I thought Keldon Johnson was going to be up in there. I was like, they're stupid. They just drafted a freaking gold mine, and I don't know. They actually,
If the Spurs are ever in a trade, right? I think, oh shit, they got rid of DeJounte Murray, and I'm like, they're the dumbest people in the world, or Keldon Johnson. And neither of those two things happened. So I'm like, why are the Spurs even taking calls? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah. Just being the Spurs getting draft picks, knowing that they can build people.
Yeah. Second round draft pick is probably good in the hands of the Spurs as a.
Speaking of the Spurs, so we have no more Roy Williams, right? That was his name in NBA.
Roy Williams is a person. What are you asking?
Yeah. So no more him at NC. We have no more Coach K.
Yeah. Soon.
What else? What's the other guy?
Bill Self. He got
no more Pop for USA, right?
Pop is out. Yeah.
Do you think Pop's going to retire after this year? Are we just getting rid of all of our childhood and every fucking sport that we know?
Yeah, Pop's gone. I think Pop's gone for sure. No doubt. I think he's over it. But like,
shit's crazy, bro.
He's done all he needs to do. He's
30 from 30 to 35. Everybody's like, oh, those are the great years. I think emotionally it's fucking damaging. I don't know about other people, but for sports guys like us to see literally everybody we grew up watching in every fucking sport start walking away, I'm starting to get emotional right now thinking about these guys back when I was a kid. And it's just insane.
It is crazy. Did you see that the top 15 coaches in league history got revealed? And I'm a little skeptical about some of them. Did you see this?
I didn't see the list. No, I didn't click on the list. I did see that it was revealed. But main reason I didn't know that we would talk about it, for one. For two, it's hearsay writers bullshit. And we all know from how I feel about the Baseball Hall of Fame and all that shit that goes on. I don't really like people who fucking haven't played the sport in any level at all. Like, most of these guys are the kids who couldn't play, so they started writing and loved the sport from the outside, or the guys voting on it. They haven't played, not even fucking Pop Warner, high school, nothing, any sport. And they're the ones voting on these guys to get in. And these are the same guys who made this top 15 list up. It wasn't voted on, I don't believe so, by players and coaches. It was just a list made up of fucking media people.
Yeah. And it's mostly right. Like, I'm not trying to dog anybody, but
I believe Eric Spoelstra is a top 15, but I think he was like top 6 or 7.
Well, I don't think they ranked. They might have just done alphabetical order. I'm not sure, but yeah, he was up high on the list.
On Bleacher Report, I think he was like 4 or 5, and I was like, yeah, this is stupid. And it was just on a little print thing that it started. Like,
gotcha. It might have been alphabetical order. Like, when I looked at it, I wasn't sure, but Eric Spoelstra, like, he's there, and I'd have to dig through the archives, but it's like, I don't know, top 15 again, I'd have to dig through the archives, but then he wasn't really one of the ones I was too about, but no offense again to this man. He got put in a perfect situation and he made the most of it. But Steve Kerr, like, is he one of the top 15 coaches of all time?
No.
Like, he got put in a team
that
had Steph Curry. They had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Then he inherited Kevin Durant. And so all of his championships, literally me or you could have won those championships.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I would have won 2016 also, because, like, you had the best fucking team in the league. Like, it's so ridiculous. Now, again, I don't think Steve Kerr's a bad coach. I think he's a great coach. But the situation that he was put in makes it really hard to say he's like the greatest coach or one of the greatest coaches of all time. It's just, it's too hard. And he was the one I had the most kind of like, I'm not sure about.
So that was mine. But and that was the only clear cut, like, meh. But the only other one for me at the same time is Jerry Sloan.
What? Jerry, I was good with. Don Nelson was the one I was with.
Yeah, see,
They the same kind of argument, right? So the same, like the guy that's an amazing coach that can't really win.
Yeah.
So you had Jerry Sloan, I had Don Nelson. It's the same kind of situation.
Like, just Sloan was just getting torched. Like, whenever he would get up, like they would be so good. I mean, they were running the fucking Michael and fucking Bird,
right?
Coming out of the West and shit. But I mean, the great coaches are going to overcome that, right?
Yeah.
They're going to figure out a way after you're there so many fucking times. You're going to figure out a way to get over the hump, get over the hump. Andy Reid figured it out finally. His offense wasn't set up to go around fucking Donovan McNabb. It took him another decade or two. But hey, here we all talking
Well, he even got
him.
Donovan McNabb there, though, after a few tries.
Yeah. So, Jerry Sloan had the same pretty much fucking length of time.
No, but I'm fine with Jerry Sloan. But Don Nelson didn't even make it to the hump. Like, he didn't really, do anything. Listen, I love the I Believe Warriors. I liked his Mavericks. He made a lot of good moves. He did a lot of good things.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's kind of like another Larry Brown type. I mean, Larry Brown got it. He got it.
He has a ring.
But he was, even if he didn't, I feel like he's going to be, because he's a player's coach. And he also didn't change his whole time. He just knew how to touch people's gears the right way. Sometimes the wrong way to some players, and they still figured out a way to love each other at the end of the day. I feel like that's the same thing with Don. But yeah, Steve Kerr, no, you haven't. Show me. He hasn't. What has he done without Kevin Durant, without both Splash Brothers? I think he has him and what's his name? Dude that got kicked off the court after they won. Oh no, that was Toronto's guy. What's the old
Lacob? Joe Lacob?
Yeah. They don't get any good acquisitions. They had Kelly Oubre and they lost him.
Yeah.
They who else? Scott Anderson is going to end up being pretty damn good, but they're going to Kelly Oubre his ass at the same time.
They draft a lot of good people. They don't, but they don't make any other moves.
Yeah, so I just don't see how you can say Steve Kerr, like you said. Anybody who has any kind of knowledge of the NBA, I'd say, let's say if we just do IQ from 1 to 100 of basketball, anybody with a 40 to 55, 60 IQ can win a ring with that Warriors team that he did.
Right. For sure.
It's going to happen. This is all we're doing. We're setting screens and we're popping threes.
Mike D'Antoni would have won with that team.
On defense, don't let them score more than 120 because we're going to score 130.
Yeah.
And when they score 140, we're going to score 156. Just set screens, pop threes, and that's all they fucking do.
Yeah. I don't think Steve Kerr did anything wrong. I'm not trying to knock him at all, but he just hasn't done what you said, show me. And then the very last person that I wanted to bring up, because it's hit or miss. You either think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer or you think he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And that's Doc Rivers. This guy has had the best team probably half of his career, and he has one championship, one fucking championship. He had the very first big three. I'm not even blaming LeBron. I think Doc had the very first big three in Boston.
Absolutely.
And he couldn't do, that is where
he won. LeBron went to the Heat.
That is where he won his first championship, but he couldn't do anything except for run LeBron out of Cleveland with that. Yeah. And then he moved to LA and he had Lob City. He had the best team for the regular season that he could have. And then now he's in Philly. And
that team was young as fuck at the same time, too.
Yeah. And you see the dysfunction that he did in Philly. Like, I don't understand why he's a top 15 coach. Like, I'm really not sure. Him and Steve Kerr are my big time. Don Nelson is slightly above those two, but
Doc's in Philly right now, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you see the dysfunction.
But you see how they are this year compared to what was it, two years ago?
Right.
When Joel wasn't able to play, or 3 years ago when they were trusting the process and they were coming out with all this shit. That team was up in shambles just from a media standpoint, and that Philly team sucked ass.
Yeah.
Like, just sucked ass 3 years ago because that organization, that coaching staff couldn't handle the whole media. Oh, he should be playing. Why isn't he playing? That's what started this whole resting thing. He was one of those players. And like with the whole Doc thing, he handles it all completely different. And now we like Joel's a lot more healthy than he was,
Right.
and they don't have to talk about that shit anymore. But just the the moxie that team is still able to bring, Thibault, fucking what's little dude, Maxi, like they're still able to come out and play ball and put up points and do their thing, and that's all on coaching. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear anything anybody fucking says. Oh, Maxi would be a 20-point a game. Get the fuck out of here. That kid's putting up like fucking 28 a game anytime he gets more than 32 minutes. And that's all on Doc being able to run the plays that he's ran his whole fucking career.
I know, but like
He's a
how can you
great
not
fucking
win? You got to win more. Got to win more.
Absolutely. But I don't
Yeah.
think he's also ever played that. He's always, I don't know, it's been weird. Even now with Philly, he's got a big man in Joel, but he hasn't played like a fucking 0.4. Even in
Yeah.
fucking Boston, Kevin Garnett, when you saw him dunk 1 or 2 times a game, and he wasn't just backing up posting like Dirk Nowitzki, no whiskey or whatever the fuck he came out last year saying his name actually was. but like, yeah, it's his type of coaching. It's not going to get it done in playoffs, but he's a hell of a fucking coach at the end of the day. Top 15. Yeah, I agree with the Doc thing. I don't think that's a meh.
It's tough. Again, I'd have to look. I don't know who I don't have any names off the top of my head that I think got snubbed. So because of that, I'm not sure. But if I were
Ryan
gonna
Pau
start
Gasol against Kobe, against fucking Kevin Garnett, who's on his later
listen,
years.
the
Ray Allen on
Clippers,
his later
the
years.
Clippers
Paul
should have won a
Pierce,
championship. That's the knock that I have on
Rondo.
Doc. Is the Clippers should have won a championship. Now I understand Blake got hurt one of the years, Paul got hurt a couple of years, and like that's the coach can't help with that. But
DeAndre Jordan's getting thrown on like every other fucking game.
That team was talented enough to win a championship. They should have won a championship. So that's where my knock on Doc Rivers is. He did great with the Celtics. He's doing great with the 76ers, but that Clippers team should have won a championship. And they had the Warriors backed up to the fucking wall and they couldn't do shit. So that was before the Warriors were anything. Yeah,
that was We Believe year.
And they couldn't do anything. Baron Davis took them to the house. So I don't know. Like that's the knock that I have on them. So
yeah, but that team was great. That team was really fucking good. Matt Barnes on the bench. Fucking prime Matt Barnes off the bench. That was a great fucking team.
They had who's the balding blonde?
Matt Barnes. Guy? No, Matt Barnes started. Danny Granger.
Who was the balding blonde white guy? He had like thin hair, tall dude, big guy. Remember. What was his name? Now I gotta see. Now I gotta figure it out.
JJ Redick, Chris Paul. They had Hedo Turkoglu on that team, I believe.
Who was their big guy? He wasn't great. I just remember him.
No, I think Turkoglu was on that team. No, that was 2012. Doc's first year. No, Doc wasn't. Yeah, that was Doc's first year, right? When they had fucking Chris Paul, JJ Redick, fucking Matt Barnes, Hedo Turkoglu, Danny Granger, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin. Was that the We Believe?
Jamal Crawford was on that team. No, the We Believe was a little bit earlier, I think. Who's the guy I'm thinking of, man? Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Somebody's gonna think of it.
It happened even whenever we were on our peak in 2019, early 2020. Whenever basketball came, our numbers would go down a little bit. But I'm excited as shit to start talking about basketball.
Me too.
As our meeting.
I just want to know who the hell I'm thinking of. But anyways, while I'm looking for that or whatever, because it could take me forever and I might never find it. Moving on, before we get to the Super Bowl and before we start talking about that, the Olympics have been happening. Sadly, Seal still does not have cable.
We're talking about the All-Star game, and the All-Star game is
still that's still NBA, isn't it?
It happens after. It happens next weekend though, so we can still wait till next weekend.
Well, I did want to kind of highlight it because the draft is today. I forgot about that. Sorry, I went off of NBA too fast. So let's do talk about that because the draft is today. But before we get to the draft thing where LeBron and KD choose their people, and hopefully KD is better than he was last time. But before we get to NBA Sunday, let's do Saturday. And the Saturday events came out, and they're doing the skills challenge differently, right? Is this what they did last year? They didn't do this last year, right? With the host
they
city
still had the same guards versus bigs
men.
thing.
Yeah, so now they have like a mixture of everything, but they have rookies, they have the host city, which is the Cavs, and then Antetokounmpo, I guess, just because Giannis is the man. Maybe defending MVP. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's really
cool.
fucking cool.
I don't really know why they chose Antetokounmpo, other than just the fact that there's 3 of them.
Yeah. Are they going to choose the Ball brothers? That would be dope. If they had, instead of the Rooks, because I feel like they had to include the Cavs because it's the first year they're doing this in the host city.
Yeah.
But that would be, damn it. Why can't we be on this committee of people? The Balls, the Antetokounmpo versus the Cavs? That'd be fucking great. Because that's the skills competition. There's not a bigs versus
Chris Kaman. That's who I'm fucking
Chris Kaman, yeah.
The balding, long hair.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, I was looking him up. I thought of it before I found him. I still haven't found him, but that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the skills competition. They're not doing this and then the guards versus bigs. This is the skills competition.
Right. So do you think it's going to be like a skills competition of the dribbling and passing thing, or do you think it's going to be like when they did the families, and remember when the Currys had the mom and the dad and Steph, and they
doing the stations and shit? So no, so the way it's said is their first round's going to be I don't have it in front of me, but first round's blah blah blah, second rounds I'm not going to have them in order, but it's I think it said team shooting, team passing, team defense, and then something else, but everything is team. Gotcha. So I think everybody's going to be doing something every round, which is pretty fucking dope for our sake, because Jared Allen, if that's the case, is going to be our only weak link.
Right.
Fucking Giddey's not going to be able to do a lot. When
Giddey is their weak link. So hold on. Let's name the teams real quick. So team rookies is Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, and Josh Giddey. Team Cavs is Jared Allen, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. And then, of course, Team Antetokounmpo's is Giannis, Alex, and Thanasis. Or Thanasis, or how do we say that? So,
obviously, Alex is the weaker link.
But he's
shoot. The one that's not on the Bucks
shoot better
than
Thanasis.
Yeah, he's the one that's not on the Bucks at the same time. So
right. So Josh Giddey is going to be the weak link in that regard. Jared Allen and then Alex. But if it's just straight skill, like, no offense to Giannis, he's an MVP, he's the man, he's a champion. Skills competitions aren't for him. That's not where he's supposed to be.
No.
I think they'll be out quick.
Scotty Barnes is going to shock a lot of fucking people.
He's fucking good. Literally, like, I was going to talk about it, but it's irrelevant, but I'll just make a point here. It's going to be a 2-man race for Rookie of the Year, and it's not Cade Cunningham. It's Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley, and that's
in the last 2 weeks. Cade has been doing his thing, but yeah, no.
But Scotty has also been doing his thing, and Evan's been doing his thing the whole year. But nobody watches the Raptors, but Scotty Barnes is fucking good.
7 boards, something crazy like that.
And their stats right now are like dead even. Mobley and Barnes, it's like 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists or whatever. Like, it's straight across the board. So it's going to be good. But anyways, that's for a later date.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. I don't know how it's going to, like, what, obviously we don't ever really know. We know the usual, they go down and they dribble through and then they pass it through a thing. And then they run down, do something, and then they shoot it. Yeah, but no, it's going to be each round of a passing, a defense, a shooting. So I'm excited to see what it is. And hopefully this is something they try and they implement, like the Kobe. I'm excited to see the Kobe Bryant trophy get passed out. We're not on Sunday yet, but yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for the 3-point competition.
I wasn't as excited when I saw the 3-point competition. So let's move to that. So it's McCollum, Trae Young, Zach LaVine, because I guess he decided he's not going to.
You're going to see McCollum first time. It seems
Desmond Bane, Towns, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Fred VanVleet, just because I think he has the best percentage this year. Luke Kennard and Patty Mills. None of these names super just jump out at you, except I guess Trae Young.
But Patty Mills is one of the purest 3-point shooters
Patty
in the
shoots
last
well.
15 years.
Fred VanVleet has upped his percentage. Like I said, he's one of the best percentage shooters this year. LaVine, I think he did this literally just because everybody only thinks of him as a dunker, and he's going to say, listen, boys,
oh yeah, he's
like, I can do something else.
I'm going to win both.
And he's excited about that. Towns is the best shooting big man since Dirk, probably. So there's a lot of exciting people, but
until Mobley,
it doesn't have that star power that I'm used to seeing with the Bookers, the Clays, the Stephs, these guys, Ray Allens, those guys. So it's going to be up in the air. I think anybody could really win this one. I haven't watched a lot of shooting forms to know who doesn't jump, and like, you know how you look at those stats where Clay always wins because he jumps like 2 inches off the ground.
2 inches,
the exact same form every single time. I think Luke Kennard might have that advantage, but I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at a lot of these guys, so it could be exciting.
Why I got to take Patty out of it, because it seems like he jumps pretty high.
He throws everything into his. Yeah, his legs are dead.
Because he has to shoot over guys that are a foot taller than him on the daily.
Right.
So I don't know if he does have a back in the day
warm-up shooting
or some kind of slow, like a smaller, shorter release, because he's one of those guys. What was his name? Was it Pip? Was it Pip who literally used to jump 2 feet? I think it was Pip. They used to jump 2 feet off of the ground to shoot a fucking jump shot. That's Patty Mills. So if he has one of those short little things, I can definitely see Patty having a chance. But
Luke Kennard doesn't even jump. Luke Kennard just kind of just pushes.
But and that at the same time is why I think Zach LaVine really does have a big chance, because he's so calm, cool, and collected.
He'll hit all 10 corner shots, guaranteed. Yeah. He won't miss a corner shot.
I feel like Kennard's gonna let the pressure get the best of him. I don't like, for some reason, I don't know what it is about the kid, but I don't like his face.
He does have a punchable face.
I don't like how you can tell he's that guy at the YMCA that you just want to smack in the mouth.
Yeah.
Because they won't get off your fucking tit. Bro, get your fucking arm out of my chest.
He's the guy that Devin Booker was complaining about at the rec center whenever he was
you're always worried. He's always just I'm like, get the fuck off of me, dude. Like, you can just tell he's that type of guy. Don't care for it. So if I had to put money on it, I think Patty Mills is going to have good odds, and I'm down for that. But I really do think
Zach LaVine, can find some odds.
I think Zach LaVine has a great chance. And Towns is going to probably be the hungriest.
Towns Trae Young's going to shoot himself in the foot. He's going to be shit. He's going to shoot like 2 for 20. Desmond Bane, well, he's kind of like streaky. I think he's either going to score like 25 or 5.
Well, I would not be putting Desmond Bane in any kind of fucking lineup or anything.
Don't
he'll be
don't bet on him.
Yeah, he'll be fine, because it's only whenever I fucking put him in a lineup does he do shit. It's stupid. I hate it. If you're able to go see my saved rosters from back in the day and then go look at their next game performances, oh man, best games ever after I fucking draft them.
That's funny. But no, Desmond Bane he's okay.
Oh yeah,
but he's
quick, while I'm talking about that, fuck every person who pays $4.99 a month to get these daily draft kings and fucking FanDuel lineup bullshits and easily win fucking 150 off of $5, while me and my guy over here are actually looking up their fucking matchups and shit, and not thinking that, oh, this dude's probably not going to fucking play because he's going to be on rest, and the $4.99 motherfuckers have the inside information, so they're playing the third string guy who just got caught up for the G League, who gets fucking 50 fucking fantasy points. All right, my bad.
So funnily enough, I just found the odds, and guess who has the favorites? And guess who the favorite is?
Who?
Desmond Bane.
No right after
we talked some shit on him. He's plus 400. CJ McCollum is the worst. He's the longest odds, which is pretty crazy.
No, because they watch him in the actual NBA fucking game, and they're like, oh, this man cannot make a wide open 3.
If it was a mid-range shot contest,
if somebody can stand like this, he's going to win.
Or if he has to do like a spin move first.
Yeah. He cannot hit a wide open fucking 3. So Vegas looked at that and said, fuck that kid. Can't make wide open 3.
But yeah, so Desmond Bain is the favorite. Trae Young right behind him. So the two guys I said were going to be shit um, are the two best. But then Luke Kennard, my guy, is plus 550, and Patty Mills, your guy, is plus 650. So then when you want to get a little bit longer, you got Zach LaVine and Fred Van Vliet both at 650, and then Towns is plus 800. And
That's crazy
McCollum
though.
is
So you
plus
could pretty much
1,000.
put $5 on 5 different guys and come out positive.
And Towns is a good
Fuck
bet, man.
Florida, bro.
800, 800, and like you said, he's going to be the hungriest. He's the big man. He wants to show off. But my money is on Luke Kennard. If you put $100, you're going to win 550. So that's good. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, Patty Mills, you win 100. You put $100, you're gonna win what,
650.
650.
So yeah,
Like that. So I got, for the record, when we come on in 2 weeks, I got Patty Mills, you got Kennard.
yeah. So let's move on now. Nobody cares about the dunk contest anymore, but it's still happening. So let's talk about it. So Cole Anthony, who, honest to God, I didn't know could dunk. I didn't know that he was like some super dunker. Not didn't know he could dunk. He's an NBA player, of course he can dunk. But I didn't know he was like some super like Zach LaVine type dunker. But I guess he is. Juan Toscano Anderson, who definitely has some highlights. I've seen him on YouTube a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Obi Toppin, who's been in the dunk contest before, and he's a really crazy dunker. And then Jalen Green, who they are trying to hype up bigger than ever because he sucks dick, and they hyped him so much up at the draft that he has to do something. So they're going to let him be the dunk contest. I think this is going to be the first time that it's more of like, can you actually do this fucking good dunk? Because there's not the Blake Griffins and the Zach LaVines that are so good at dunking that they have to make a show out of it. You have the Cole Anthonys and the Jalen Greens who are just like, shit, we just got to try to get a dunk. And I think Obi Toppin's going to win. Toppin, however you say his name.
I think so too. That's my guy to win.
He can fly, bro.
Yeah, he can. I'm looking forward to see what Toscano Anderson's creativity brings to the table, because he definitely has that swagger that Steph and Clay have. You've been seeing that a lot at the end of the run since Clay's been back that they've been on. That team's just different. So I'm excited to see that. I don't remember the Bulls kid's name, but I wanted to see that kid's name in the hat, because every time I see him show up on Bleacher Report, he's yamming on somebody. It's not just him in open court. He's yamming on somebody, and he's climbing a fucking ladder, bro. Like he goes to he's on an elevator. Like it's ridiculous. The bunnies this kid has. I definitely wanted to see that. But yeah, I think to Obi Toppin, I was gonna say Toby Oppen.
Toby Oppen.
Yeah, Obi Toppin's gonna win. Just because he has the experience, he knows what the judges are looking for. And when he was in it last year, he was throwing down. It just wasn't creative as fuck. And
right.
That's what they're looking for. So I think he's gonna win 1,000%.
Jalen Green somehow has the fucking.
Well, he's been the highlight of this year when it's been on this.
Just by the way, so we talked about the rookie of the year vote, and it's going to be either Mobley or Scotty Barnes, like I said. But Jalen Green is going to have the best stats because Houston said, "Fuck this," and he's about to go out and score 30 a night for the rest of the year because they're trying to get that number one pick. And him scoring 30 a night is not going to stop that. The last week, I think he's averaging like 26 a night, and he is just blowing up, and he is doing highlights and shit. So if you have League Pass, start watching the Rockets, because he is about
to like that old Vine.
Yeah, right. He's about to start going off. It's going to be fun to watch, but it's sad. It's an empty stats kind of thing, but fuck it. You drafted the man.
The thing that really sucks, and I know you're going to say fuck it when I finish the sentence, but I really thought this was going to be the year, because we talked about the last couple of years. Is LeBron going to finally do it? Is LeBron going to finally do it? I thought this would have been the one and only chance that we got to see him. We all know he is going to play another 2 or 3 years at least, because he said last week he wants to play with Bronny. So right. He is going to play until he's at least 40 years old, which is fucking insane to think about. He will be turning 40 this season. I think that's what I saw. He'll turn 40 the season that Bronny's in, and a rookie. So that's just fucking crazy to fathom that a kid is going to be playing 22 years in the National Basketball League. And Vince Carter, I think, got 20, right? and people were talking about him the last couple of years, how he was taking
he got
a
to play in
roster
3
spot.
decades and all that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
And he was taking a roster spot and shit. So and LeBron's going to be on year 22, 23, fucking killing it. That's the only thing that I got to give the guy kudos to. But I was thinking this was going to be the year that he won in the dunk contest. It's in Cleveland. He's still yamming on dudes this year, but you can tell he's not getting up above the rim. Right. He just has that natural ability to hang in the air. So when he goes up, he just plateaus. He's not like Zach LaVine who just bam dunks and then comes down. He just dunks.
Yeah.
Like he's right above the rim. He knows where he needs to go, and he just stays there. He doesn't hover. But I feel like this would have been it, man. In Cleveland, All-Star game. You're going to be there. You're in the All-Star game. Like, it would have been an awesome one-time event to see him do it.
And before
that lets us know he's never going to fucking be in the dunk contest, which is stupid. All the fucking greats have done it who have been able to. You don't want to see a 7-foot fucking Wilt doing it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he did do it. You don't want to see a Hakeem the Dream. He did it.
Oh, he did it for sure.
Clyde, Michael Jordan against Clyde was one of the best of all time. It's something you do. I think Kobe fucking did it in 98. It's just something you do. So for him not to do it, I think when he's 45, 50 years old, that's going to be probably the one, because he's done so much in the NBA. That's going to be the one thing that man regrets.
Hopefully. Fuck it. Regret something. I just had to say fuck it because you said it would. So before we move on to Sunday, I just want to say that Myles Garrett is playing in the All-Star Celebrity Challenge. We're backing it up a little bit. They actually have basketball players in there, which is weird, I guess, because they're Cleveland celebrities, but Anderson Varejao gets to play.
They've had
and Boobie Gibson gets to play. So.
They've had old retired players play.
All right. Well, hopefully Boobie.
Mac played.
I haven't seen what he's done in a while. But Boobie and Anderson get to play, which is really fun. But Myles Garrett
want to win.
Myles Garrett's on Boobie's team for what it's worth.
Didn't I blast you? Wasn't that when we were on Rookie? That one game I blasted you with the old school.
Yeah, when we turned it to Rookie. Yeah. Yeah. So Myles Garrett is about to show up. Machine Gun Kelly's out there.
That is insane. Singers. I really thought that was a joke, and I had to go look it up. So, excuse me. I have made Machine Gun Kelly a joke, and I am comfortable with saying this because even though the kid is like 6'3", I've seen him in real life, and I am comfortable with smacking the shit out of the man if he was ever to address me for saying this on all the public platforms that we have. He's a bitch.
Yeah.
He's a joke to me. So the other day, one of my favorite back of house guys at the restaurant, he was like, "Fuck you want?" And I was like, "Bro, if you were a gangster, you would be Machine Gun Kelly now. Like, not the one trying to go after Eminem. This one with the black nails. How you doing? Look at my hot girlfriend, bro." Like, and he's gonna be playing. Justin Bieber is going to look like more of a basketball player than MGK is. He's going to have, it's going to be horrible. It's going to look like a white version of Dennis Rodman with no fucking talent.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, Quavo's out there again. There's some good players. So focus on the good players. It'll be I want to see
Drake. Is Drake in there? Because he's been putting out basketball hype videos.
Drake's not in there. They should have brought J. Cole over from China or wherever he is and have him play. I heard that. It was like a smack.
They're laughing.
All right.
He dropped her. I think it was her bait.
Gotcha. So let's move on to Sunday real quick. The draft, the actual game obviously hasn't happened, but the draft is happening right after we're off this podcast.
We need to fucking figure this shit out.
What? Are recording?
We need to start recording like Sunday nights, letting out Monday, and then Thursday nights, letting out.
Yeah, we got to do like twice a week.
Thursday's the fucking day that everything comes out. And we're like, well, we're already irrelevant.
Do you think we're not going to make predictions on who gets to pick what or whatever?
So LeBron ended up being the captain, right? He ended up outing Steph.
Yeah, but so KD's the captain, but he's injured. So he's actually going to get a first pick, even though LeBron is the first pick because he got the most points. Because Jason Tatum is now replacing Durant, but he's not replacing Durant as the captain. So like Durant is gonna like pick his captain,
Durant
and then
is East captain.
right, and then LeBron's gonna start picking. So like he can say, fuck LeBron, Giannis is now on my team, because LeBron was gonna get to pick first and he was gonna pick Giannis, right? Like nobody's not gonna pick Giannis.
But Kevin Durant isn't picking the whole team. He is picking his whole team.
He is still picking his whole team. But what I'm saying is like,
so since he's not playing,
LeBron was gonna pick first. So now KD gets to like pick who's his guy. So he can be like, Giannis is now my captain. Whereas Giannis was about to be on Team LeBron and run that shit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an advantage for Durant. But do you think this is the year that Durant figures it out? Because remember 2 years ago when he picked, he had potentially the worst team that we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. I don't think his team could have beaten just like a regular basketball team.
I think it was last night or the night before last. I was looking on, just getting on the Trello videos that I watch, and it was the top 10 NBA All-Star blunders, and a lot of celebrities, a lot of that. But and then there was a 15-second of LeBron's team versus KD's team, and it was just that, and it was I think Scott Van Pelt and Bear just fucking roasting it for 15 seconds. But no, I think this it has to be, right? Like the 10 people, there's only one or two. I mean, there's always one or two guys that you don't want, but it's Andrew Wiggins that somebody's gonna get stuck with. It's not Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins that somebody's gonna get stuck with. There's 9 great fucking players to pick from, and Andrew Wiggins is going to be a really good 2 for whatever fucking team picks him.
Is Wiggins gonna feel bad that Jason Tatum's gonna get picked before him when he was an injury replacement?
No,
he doesn't care. Well, just for the record, DeJounte Murray and LaMelo Ball are both going to get picked early.
Wiggins was supposed to be an All-Star 5 years ago,
right?
Just so we remember, like Andrew Wiggins, when he got drafted in 2015, was supposed to come out and be that dude for Minnesota. He wasn't. He got let go in a trade to where it was just a let's get rid of this fucking contract that we should not have signed, type shit. And he's finally an all-star, and he's an all-star on a team who he literally had to fucking be the second-hand man for so long. And if Clay was healthy, he would be getting 10 points a game max, and be a defensive threat and an offensive an offensive fucking, damn it,
like a spark plug type thing.
Like an offensive, that's like a spark plug. That's not the word I was looking for, but that works. Just somebody who's going to come out like Chetty does for us the other night. I want to talk about that for a second. Fourth quarter the other night against the Pacers was absolutely amazing. It was insane. I think we scored 16 straight points to their 0 to open up the fourth quarter. And it was crazy how we were doing it. Chetty got like 3 threes in a row. He got 10 straight points, had like 6 points going into the fourth quarter, ended up with 18 points and 10 straight points. Kevin Love got like 3 charges in a row. It was as electric as I've ever seen that arena through the TV. It was fucking insane. It was awesome. But I digress.
So yeah, I mean, Wiggins will be happy. He's a starter no matter what, right? But is Fred VanVleet going to be upset when both LaMelo Ball and DeJounte Murray get picked over him when they're injury replacements?
Yeah. We already know Fred VanVleet has enough chips on his shoulder to go to Hard Rock and play probably $10,000 hands. Like, he has a lot of chips on his shoulder. And that's just going to be another one that he adds to it. He's not one of those guys that's going to sit there and fucking be like, yeah, I don't give a shit. No, you're going to see that motherfucker hungry as shit in the second half. And Toronto's going to go from, I think they're 7th right now in the East. They're just going to start jumping motherfuckers.
Do you agree with me that VanVleet is the last pick, or am I going to put my foot in my mouth?
No, it's him or Wiggins, so you just got to think.
Well, Wiggins is a starter, so he's going to be picked already. I mean, for the very last pick, when it gets to the reserves, you got to think like LeBron's going to pick Chris Paul because he loves Chris Paul. But the bottom of the list is going to be either Garland, Van Vliet, maybe DeJounte Murray, or Chris Middleton, maybe. And just because nobody likes Chris Middleton for some reason, he's a 3-time All-Star. I think he's been last pick the last couple
Jared
times.
Allen's going to be the first pick off the reserves. Calling it now.
Are they still? Is he even in yet? He's not even on the team. Somebody else has to get injured for him to get in there.
Who?
Jared Allen. You said Jared Allen.
Oh,
you mean Darius Garland?
He's not a reserve. I thought I saw that he was a reserve.
Who? What are you talking about? Jared Allen is not an all-star, bro.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought I saw that he was a reserve.
He's got a chance to be a reserve. No, they put DeJounte Murray in for Draymond Green.
Oh.
And LaMelo Ball is in for Kevin Durant,
LaMelo.
Which is literally like Jason Tatum moved up into the starting lineup.
I saw the LaMelo was in. I didn't see the DeJounte.
Yeah, DeJounte.
But that makes sense. That makes sense. They wouldn't have 2 East for
right
1-1.
So Jared Allen's like the next one as soon as an East person pulls out. I think Van Vliet's the last pick. I really do. And like I like Van Vliet. He's okay.
Just because of his size, right? Andrew Wiggins just has size, and that's going to be a big man's game.
Well, like I think it's between the last pick. I think it's between DeJounte Murray and Van Vliet. And yeah, DeJounte Murray has a little bit more size. He has a little bit more defensive ability. Not that they care about defense, but I just think they want a guy that can do everything. And DeJounte Murray is more of a triple-double type guy than Van Vliet is. Van Vliet is just that microwave that goes out and shoots a couple threes and doesn't turn the ball over. DeJounte Murray does literally everything on the floor, and he does it okay. And there ain't a way that LaMelo is going to be the last pick. Not a chance. So, I don't know. I think it'll be Van Vliet. But we got to move on. We've been going for a while. We haven't even touched football yet. So, let's move on to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is actually happening. The All-Star game we get to talk about next week. But it's Joey Ice in his veins Burrow versus the entire Rams. I think it's safe to say, before I even ask you how the game's going to go or anything like that, I think it's safe to say that if you take stock of what both teams have, that it's overwhelmingly a Rams favorite, but then the Bengals have Joe Burrow, and that kind of evens everything out. So when you're looking at this game, remember the Titans sacked Joe Burrow 9 times, and Joe Burrow still found a way to win. The Bengals still found a way to win. So how do you think this game's going to go? Because can the Rams truly, I think they have a better defense than the Titans, but can the Rams really sack Joe Burrow more than 9 times?
No.
And 2, is that even enough? Like Joe Burrow knows how to fucking get by that.
No. We saw in the first half of that Kansas City game, he didn't get sacked a lot, but he was pressured like fucking crazy. They weren't able to get anything going. He was throwing the ball away a lot. They were trying to hit a lot of checkdowns. And once Uzama got hurt, everybody and their mom thought, now they're fucked. Yeah. Because they were trying to go to him, and
they were already down. It was just
So second half, we see get the ball out fast, give it to Ja'Marr Chase. They were trying to get the ball out fast at first. Wasn't Ja'Marr Chase. They were trying to get him and T. Higgins downfield and on the outside a lot. Once they started going to Ja'Marr Chase 8 yards down the field in the middle, hitting T. Higgins in the middle, it was game over. And we saw it was a wrap on the defensive side pretty much the whole time. It was just, we all know the Chiefs, you just give them this much room and they're gone. But the Bengals did a great job all 4 quarters on defense, and that offense kind of got it together. And that's another week for them to be able to scheme against what everybody in the league knows is their biggest weakness, which is their offensive line.
Right.
Being able to learn, get it out fast, get it out of his hands. And they know now there's not going to be enough time for them outside routes and shit. So maybe that's an advantage for the Rams, because they do like to sit out and sit outside. So maybe instead of Jalen shifting out with his back to the sideline, he'll just be able to sit out with his back to the inside and let safety help on the inside and just go to work on Ja'Marr Chase. And I think that's my favorite matchup. I don't really care about anything else. I want to see them two like everybody else does.
Yeah.
But that's it depends on the coaching. That's the only difference. They both have great guys everywhere on the field. Like everywhere you see, fuck. Who was the guy who got injured a couple weeks ago for the Rams though? One of their linebackers, maybe safeties, so they're missing one of their prime guys. But other than that, it's going to be a really interesting matchup. But the Rams play soft. We see it all the time. They play soft and really daring people. And with what Zach Taylor and that offense was able to do in the second half against Kansas City, I think they learned their lessons. I don't think he's going to get sacked more than 3 times in the Super Bowl. I really
But
don't.
you saw the way Aaron Donald hyped up his boys
In
at
front
the
of
second
1,200
half,
people?
in the second half of
okay.
the 49ers game when he said, listen, this is supposed to be a home game for us and it sounds like a fucking home game for them. So let's go out here.
Yeah.
Let's do shit. And
You
they
see the
did
pep
shit.
rally?
Listen, Aaron Donald, is it Leonard Floyd? That's his name, right?
I think so.
These two dudes are nasty. And like they are gonna get in on this weak offensive line. Listen, you can scheme all you want, but if you are weaker than the other man, it's going to be really hard to beat him. And the scheme is going to have to be, like you said, get it out quick. And so if Jalen Ramsey is focused, if these guys are focused, then get it out quick is going to turn into just a catch and tackle. And if it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and any longer than 5, these Rams are going to pin their ears back and it's going to be nasty.
But see, and you say that, I want to look up real quick because I feel like Joe Mixon really was able to go to work against that Chiefs front who doesn't let up much runs.
But they don't use him as much as they should. I think they should use Mixon more than they do.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. But yes, 21 attempts, 88 yards. That's a solid performance against the Chiefs line. So when you think about that Rams line and shit, Mixon's still going to be – it's weird, that line. They suck helping out Joey Burrow, but when it comes to Joey Mixon, they're able to find holes, and I don't know if it's the line helping him, but right. if he gets more than 20, he's guaranteed over 65 yards, and that's really all you want out of a run game. It's hard nowadays. All these kids think with the way offenses are, oh, if they don't get 100 yards, they're fucking stupid. If they don't get me 16 points in fantasy, that's not a good running back. Like, if you can get more than 65 yards from one running back and get 20 attempts out of the guy, they did their job. They did their job. If they don't get more than 30 and they're not the primary focus, 20 and 65 is a mark to get to with every NFL team.
If you're over 3 yards a carry, they're happy. They're happy with you, you know?
Yeah, so. He is definitely, he averaged 4.2. That's amazing in the NFL. So, that's really all they need to do, and they're able to get that done. And Joe Mixon didn't get any touchdowns in that game where they put up they only put up 27. I thought it was 34-27. It was 27-24. But they only scored 3 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. Yeah, they scored 2. Holy shit. McPherson is going to get that fucking record we talked about last week.
And he might get the MVP, which we can ask in a second.
He has 12. He's 12-12 right now, I think. It's his official mark right now. So 2 more to tie it, 3 more to get it. That's fucking insane. And when he talked about it, he said there's 2 more games to get there. I already got 8. He got 4 more. Needs another fucking 3 to break it. That's incredible.
That's my question. My next question before we pick our winners and stuff. But what does anyone that's not Joe Burrow, and honestly, I think it's McPherson, what does someone that's not a quarterback have to do to win the MVP if the Bengals win? Obviously, it's if the Bengals win, but what would they have to do? What would the game have to look like for either probably Mixon or McPherson to win this thing?
I don't even think it's going to be a Mixon thing. Ja'Marr Chase can get loose. We saw him almost get loose on a couple of plays, but the way that the Chiefs kept playing those safeties high, he wasn't able to get to that extra level most of the time. But once he started getting those yaks up, he was getting 8-yard receptions, and they were moving down 15, 20 yards at a time every time he got the ball. He just wasn't able to beat out that safety that was just able to sit there right in front of him as he caught the ball. At least they were doing that bend, not break shit. But that's only happened, 5 games this year against Ja'Marr Chase? He literally scores 3 touchdowns every fucking game. Yeah. So it's either going to be, in my eyes, Ja'Marr Chase or Joey Burrow, unless this is the Rams type of game that the Bengals are able to steal. Then it's going to be McPherson, because
if it's like a 12-10 type game where he kicks the game winner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to have at least 1 field goal in the first half. It's going to happen. I think they're going to get the ball first. or the first possession of them, they're going to go down and they're going to get a field goal. I don't think they're going to get, unless it's a long ass touchdown, I don't think they get to the red zone and get 6. They're going to go down and get a field goal. And well, I should say 7 with the Bengals because McPherson is the shit. This is why we're talking about this right now. But so I think he's going to get 13 right off rip in the first half. And yeah, like you said, it's going to come down in the end. He's going to have to get another 2 or 3 field goals in that second half for him to be the MVP.
Right.
And it's going to have to be his kicks being the difference because he doesn't fucking miss.
I think the minimum, I don't think Mixon has a chance either, but I think the minimum for McPherson to win it, because he definitely has a chance. We've seen Vinatieri, we've seen all these guys. If he makes 4 field goals, this is the minimum, by the way, 4 field goals with 1 being a walk-off game winner field goal, and Joe Burrow has 2 touchdowns, 1 interception or worse. I think that's something that McPherson could come out and win it. But it has to be the game winner. Like if he's got 5 field goals, but it's not a game winner and it doesn't matter, like Burrow's going to get it. Like you have to remember, the same way with Vinatieri, you have to remember what he did forever. And I think it's definitely possible. McPherson's done it twice now already. So he can do the walk-off. But then on the other side, anybody could be the champ or the MVP. I truly believe that. If the Rams are able to sack Joe Burrow 8, 9, 10 times, Aaron Donald has a real shot at being the Super Bowl MVP. Matt Stafford, because he's the quarterback, he's always got to be in there. Cooper Kupp has a chance to be it. Matt Gay's not going to be it. So it's probably those 3 guys. But I think it's more wide open.
Matt Stafford has a shot. Matt Stafford's throwing at least an interception.
Matt Stafford will give you the ball. You just have to catch it. Ask that guy from the 49ers. You just got to catch it and you'll be fine. Stafford's going to give it to him. And if they catch it, it's going to be their thing. But so is it Cooper Kupp that you think has it? I mean, if the Rams win, Cooper Kupp's going to have 100 yards receiving, right? Like that's just hand in hand. If you're betting, do that parlay.
Yeah,
please.
It's going to be Cooper or Cam Akers because I guarantee you Matt Stafford throws the interception and he loves to throw fucking touchdowns to the other team. So that's going to weigh heavy on it. And I don't see that team, the way they've been grinding this playoffs, that he throws more than 2 touchdowns. So like you alluded to with Joey Burrow, a 2 touchdown, 1 interception game isn't going to go in favor of the quarterback. And especially the way that team's set up, unless he throws one, like the 4-yard touchdown to Odell and then just feeds Coop and like, oh, well, Matt Stafford's the reason for this and we got to give it to him, but he's going to throw an interception. That's why I think Joey Burrow definitely, I think, has probably a 50% chance more of getting an MVP. Even if you said this team wins, like if the winning has nothing to do with it, both of these teams win in this scenario. Joey Burrow has a 50% chance more just because that team has so many threats. He can throw 2 touchdowns to Jamar Chase, a touchdown to T. Higgins, a fucking check down touchdown to Uzama, who gets it 2 yards out from the 17-yard lines and runs 15 yards, just holding it like a younger Gronk did back in the day, and throw for fucking 4 touchdowns and not throw an interception because Joe just doesn't do that. When he throws it up just willy-nilly, it's usually a free play or he gets a PI. So I definitely think Joey Burrow has a way better chance. If I'm a Lakers, if I'm a Rams fan and I'm putting money down, I'm probably going to put it on Cam Akers because it's going to pay out more. And there's a damn good chance
that he fumbles. Oh, you mean that? Okay. No, if I'm a betting guy, which I am, but California doesn't let me be. If I think the Rams are winning, you're getting minus numbers. So I would always, if I think the Rams are winning, I'm pairing that with Cooper Kupp over on catches. I don't even care what the catches are. Over on it.
Let's look at the prop bets.
There's a lot of them, but if I think the Rams are winning, I'm gonna go over on the Cooper Kupp catches because they can't win without him. They just can't. And I'm gonna go over on his yardage as well. Like he is just that guy.
So you're thinking like me, he's gonna get fed.
He's got to, like, if they win,
like 13, 14 targets.
Tell me if you wake up on Monday, if you wake up on Monday morning, you see the Rams won the Super Bowl and Cooper Kupp has 2 catches for 20 yards. that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
0% chance. It just won't happen. So
Yeah.
it's that easy, I think. So
unless Odell's being named the MVP, yeah, there's no fucking way.
I don't think there's a way. Why?
But the way they've been scheming for Odell, bro,
they do use him a lot.
Huge threat, like a huge threat. What he was able to do against the Niners, that's going to be lethal. They lost Robert Woods. That was their guy in that department. Odell has never done all that shit. He's used to being on the outside. He's killing it in his new role. And he's probably thinking, damn, if I would have never hit that one-handed catch, if I would have never been that guy at LSU, right, I could have been the second or third best dude playing slot and just fucking destroying these safeties and linebackers, because he is doing work on these cats. The only thing is, he's been in the league for fucking 7, 8 years now and doesn't have that speed anymore. So he's catching the ball on filthy ass fucking routes and then just fucking falling down.
Yeah. So the favorite to win the MVP is Matt Stafford.
I'm gonna say he's falling down. He's running a couple yards, but he's not getting past the fucking third level anymore.
But then
Matt Stafford.
Yeah, the favorite is Matt Stafford.
Wow. All around.
Yeah, for anyone, any person to win the MVP, it's Matt Stafford. Burrow's second and Kupp is third. So
what's Matt started at?
Plus 105. So he's the favorite to go even. So who knows? I mean, let's read a couple of these and yell out if you hear one that you like. So there's both teams to score a touchdown on their opening drive.
Nope.
Longest touchdown scored, shortest touchdown scored, any player to score 2 or more touchdowns.
Jamar Chase.
What?
Jamar Chase, what's he at?
Jamar Chase to score 2 or more touchdowns. Oh, it's just any player, so it's yes or no.
What are those odds though?
Yes is minus 270. I don't like that.
Ooh,
that's too high.
It's probably because of throwing. They probably throw the quarterbacks. Does it say throwing touchdowns not included? Because if it doesn't,
it can't be. That it doesn't say, but it can't.
Then yeah, they usually on those bets though it says throwing.
But if that's the case, then yeah, it's an obvious yes. All right. Ooh, here's a good one. So the first and second touchdown scorer. So you have to get both right. So the favorite is Cooper Kupp to get the first and Cooper Kupp to get the second at plus 3,200. So give me some names and I'll find your odds.
First Cam.
Okay.
Second Jamar.
Plus 4,400.
I like that.
Do they have defensive people?
Did you see the kid who bet $20? I don't know if it was a kid, an adult, or what it was.
I mean, I would assume it's an adult, so that's legal.
But, well, obviously, but for us, a fucking adult nowadays is 21 who never saw the towers go down in Pentagon get fucking ramsacked by a plane and shit. They're like, oh, I saw that in the book in fucking 10th grade. They literally tell you they read that in history. Their parents talked about it.
That's so sad.
Fuck you, youngin. It broke my heart that day. But anyways, I was in 5th grade. We talk about it all the time. But anyways, yeah. So these kids, what the fuck was I talking about? God damn it. I'm like 5 beers in. This is bad.
Dude, so I got the one for you though. So at plus 15,000.
I got it back.
At plus 15,000, the Rams defense to score the first touchdown and Chase to score the second.
Ooh.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, but no, the Rams defense ain't doing that. Because that would mean like Mixon's fumbling or some shit. But anyway, so I remember this kid put down $20 and put the exact score of the AFC and NFC championship games and won $156,000 off of a $20 fucking parlay.
Wow.
Got the exact scores of both championship games right. $20 to $156,000, bro.
Shout out to that guy.
That's insane. And that's what kind of, because Hard Rock didn't have shit like that. That's FanDuel. That's the fucking DraftKings sports books, the Caesars sports book shits. And that's what really makes me kind of, let me finish.
Okay.
That's what makes me really excited that the Hard Rock's kind of not there right now, because I was wasting money on just picking winners and losers and overs and unders and shit. You're not able to do all of these. You pick the score of the game, put down $20, won 156,000 type shit. That kind of stuff that is more intriguing to me. I like the flash drafts.
Right.
Those more technical things is more fun for me than just a yes or no answer. So I like the options and shit. So I'm really excited that Hard Rock's kind of down, because you still see all the time the petitions for FanDuels and DraftKings and shit around
Right.
here. So we got a whole year to get that set up. And you guys, actually, there's a lot of talk right now. New York's in now on gambling.
We're coming.
You guys are projected next year with us.
Yeah,
So,
we're coming
let's get that shit,
for
bro.
sure.
Next
So you want to hear
November.
some actual bullshit? I'll read for the whole world to hear how just ass I am with money. I'm a fucking accountant, by the way, everyone. So my actual stocks, so my real investments are down like 5% lifetime. I have literally lost money since putting stuff in, right? So I'm down like 5%. I'm not going to tell you guys money because I don't want you to know how much money I have, but I'm down like 5%. But Investopedia.com, this investment website, has a stock simulator, right? Where they give you $100,000 of fake money to put into stocks, right? I did that like 3 years ago. I started that before I actually started my real stocks. With $100,000 right now, my Investopedia simulator, 3.2 million.
With the stocks you did right now,
I'm up 1,010%, dog. I turned $100,000 into 3.2 million in fake fucking money world, but in real ass money, not lost money.
Yeah, I turned
bullshit.
I'm down because I didn't put that much. I'll tell you, I put 1,000 in last year at the beginning of the year when all this crypto shit started going crazy. I'm down 52%. I'm down 52%. Well, I also haven't been on salary for I just started being a grown-up 3 years ago.
True.
So that 1,000 was a big step for me. But no, my biggest thing right now, if I had any stock advice for anybody, Rolls Royce, bro. 3 years ago was at $12, right? But their big thing is plane engines.
Yeah.
People aren't doing a lot of fucking Rolls Royce building PJs right now because of the pandemic. So it fell. It fell hard since 2020. That thing is at $1.62 right now. I bought I bought 51 of them at $1.50. So when that thing gets back up, I'm ready. I'm excited.
So the reason my thing is up so high, I bought 3,230 shares of Tesla at $49.72.
Good shit, bro.
And they are now at $932. That one stock is up over $3 million.
Good shit.
But my real money, I wasn't about to put there. I was like, I'm scared of the electric
you're
car.
talking about the fake
That's
shit?
the fake money. The real money, I was like, I'm scared of the technology of the stupid electric car.
Oh my God.
How am I better with fucking fake money? It's because there's no risk, because you're just like, fuck it.
And you know what it is nowadays.
No. I put this in 3 years ago when I didn't know shit. It's a real, so you should do that if you're trying to get into stocks. It's a real thing. They just give you $100,000, but it works on today's stock market. You put it in today, you buy it, you sell it. Like it's live. It's just fake money. So you can learn how to do it. And clearly I learned how to do it,
so
but
if you'd have been doing the real money at the same time with the fake money,
I would be so fucking rich right now. But anyways, I digress.
No, I think Rolls Royce is going to be one of those things, because after this pandemic, there's a lot of new money out there, and Rolls Royce and Bentley is still them guys. So once people start buying again, people start buying again, Rolls Royce is going to get back up to $12, $13. And if you can buy, even at me buying 50 shares at $1.50, if it gets up to $15, I made a nice little penny. I made what, 1,500, almost 1,700, I think.
Yeah.
With investment. So yeah,
I'm going up. Yeah, I feel like I'm going up.
That's off of one stock.
I'm gonna be positive next time we talk about this.
That's
But anyways,
$70. Oh, I will not be positive on mine shit for like 8-9 years. I have
I'm close.
AMC that I bought at like $37.
AMC's good. They're coming
And
back up, dog.
yeah, that's
Oh, but you
that's
bought them when they were up. Okay.
yeah, that's the word on the street. It's at $18 right now.
They're coming up. Just hold that stock, bro. Don't
Yeah,
sell.
that one's negative.
Don't sell that though.
Blackberries minus
Yeah, that you can get rid of.
$51.
That you can, Blackberry's
I
not
bought
doing
that
shit.
at $15.
Blackberry's not doing shit. You can get rid of that one.
I bought that at $15.
Just cut
The
your
highest
losses on
The
Blackberry.
highest they probably ever been was at
Yeah.
$15.
Just cut your losses on
I
Blackberry.
do need to sell that.
The
That is
highest they
literally
ever
the
were
highest.
when Brother Terry was fucking trying to play Snake on that.
That is literally the highest they've ever been was at $15,
Yeah.
and that's when I bought it.
Yeah, that's not great.
Nah, not at all.
All right, so hold on. Let's make a move. We're about an hour and a half in, so let's actually
Oh,
make a
we
pick.
are?
Yeah, let's make
Holy
a pick
cow.
and let's get out of here.
Baby girl hates me probably.
The Bengals, the Bungles, the Boongles, whatever you want to call them, who dey? The Bengals versus the Rams at SoFi, so a home game for the Bengals. Who do you have as the champion? Who's walking out of here? And the Finals MVP, or whatever they call it, Super Bowl MVP.
I gotta give it to the Bengals.
Mm.
Gotta give it to the Bengals. And I really think with the way that Joey Burrow has been playing and the way they've been winning these games, that he really has a great chance of getting it. Like he has a really good chance because they can spread the ball. Fuck, who's the other guy? Not T. Higgins, not
Tyler
Jamar Chase.
Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. Like they have three really nice guys that he can spread the ball to that are wide receivers. And he has Uzama, who ripped his fucking knee brace off at their pep rally that had over 30,000 people at it. And
There will be people at SoFi. They just don't care who wins.
they had 2,000 people at their pep rally. That shit's insane. That is actually absolutely insane. Diana, what's her name? Diana Rossini,
Uh-huh.
the Indian lady. She was like expecting thousands of people here, and she was like, maybe 500 on her next tweet. But yeah, it's insane. But I really think the Bengals have a big chance of winning this. A lot of people forget that the Bengals have gone up against a lot of good defenses, a lot of good cornerbacks throughout the season, and they came out on top pretty fucking big. And these these big ass young guys are up for the challenge. Their best lineman was in the national championship with Joey Burrow 2 years ago. Like these guys are young, and this has not phased them one bit. They're going to work every day. So yeah, 34-17. I almost said Rams. 34-17. Bengals.
Wow. Okay. I think
Joey Burrow MVP.
I think it's gonna be the
No.
Rams.
34
27, maybe.
27. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I was like 34-17 is a fucking
34-30.
blowout, though.
34-30.
Okay. All right. I think it's gonna be
31-30. So McPherson
it doesn't
fucking
matter.
walk it off.
I think it's gonna be the Rams. And Stafford, I agree with you. He's going to give them a couple ducks. So I think Cooper Kupp is going to be the MVP. I think the Rams are going to win 31-29, just for 29 because nobody ever gets 29. So why not? And I believe that my Super Bowl squares are going to net me a solid $0.
I did one for $20 and I said that's enough.
A Super Bowl square?
Yeah.
What numbers did you get?
We don't know. Babe, did you get the numbers for the Super Bowl square? No answer.
I bought 5 fucking squares. All 5 numbers came out as shit as fuck. So I'm definitely not going to get the first round or the first quarter because I have 2s and shit that's not going to come out in the first quarter. So I'm hoping for some crazy scores at the end that give me something. But
with her dad, or something symbolic with her is 444. And
that was my elementary school lunch number.
My buddy Brett. Damn, I wish I had a time machine. I'd be eating good as fuck right now in elementary. But and my buddy Brett, who passed away about 15 months ago now, I think. I think I talked about him on here. His thing, he loved Kanye, he loved JC. So the 444 thing with them guys So it was the fourth square over and the fourth square down was the one of the only ones remaining.
Nice.
And so I was like, how much? She's like 20. And babe looked at me. I was like, we have to. Like,
Is it
I
through
got
her
you.
work
We
or where
have
is it
to.
at?
Yeah, it's the lady at her work. So it's $20 a piece. So each round wins 200. First three rounds wins 200. And I think
And the
the
final three
final
wins.
score wins like 500, I think. So hey, you have a chance to go up to what is it? Fucking 2,000% on your money. And
Yeah,
then
but you're not gonna
4,000%.
all get all 4 quarters. It's not gonna
No, I'm
happen
saying,
right away.
but $20 to 200 is a very
True.
nice investment.
I know. I'm hoping I bought 5, so I have to fucking win something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get out of here. Hopefully, I never win these fucking things because I always get 2s. I have 0 and 2. Like, so can somebody get a fucking safety and just roll out? Like, is that gonna
Right.
happen?
But besides this
Man.
last year for you with Tampa being in it, this has to be one of the more exciting Super Bowls in quite a long fucking time, dude. Like we've seen, if you have social media and you don't live under a rock, you've seen the meme going around. This is the first Super Bowl in like what 18 years that doesn't have the Niners, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, or what was the other thing?
Big Ben.
Or Big Ben. Like in like
Yeah,
18,
but
19 years.
so what's
That's
the most
fucking
exciting
crazy.
one that we can remember? Obviously, like,
I
I mean,
think
there's
Seahawks. I'm talking about pre-hype, like
pre-hype.
pre-hype.
Well,
I'm
the Rams
thinking,
and Patriots had a shit ton of pre-hype, and the game turned out to be like 9-3, and nobody gave a
yeah,
fuck.
yeah. But I think that also at the same time was Tom Brady, old heads, Bill Belichick versus young Sean McVay and
Right,
Jared Goff. We didn't know at that point in time how bad Jared Goff really was.
right.
But
This could
and
be the
I
best
think,
game since the Steelers and Cardinals.
and I mean, yeah, they do have the advantage of we don't know how it's going to be at the end of it, but this has to be in like 10, 15 years because that Seahawks Pittsburgh one was like an was the first one without the Patriots, right? They had 2001, 2, 3, or no, 2001, 2002, yeah, 2003, 2004 too, I think even, and then 2005 I think was the Seahawks and fuck, what was his name? Sean Alexander, fucking Matt Hasselbeck, like the feel good story against the new kid on the block and Hines Ward and Jerome Bettis. So that was a really big hyped one as well that I can remember up to this point because up to now it's been the same fucking story. I think that Seahawks Steelers was the first of the Ben start of this whole thing. I think it was Tom Brady, then Ben started it, and then the Niners were getting in there. It's crazy. It's been a
Well,
crazy fucking dull ass run.
I mean,
Even the Niners one. The Niners one was pretty
the
fucking
Peyton
a couple
Manning
years
against
ago.
Cam Newton was pretty hyped, and that was
Yeah, it was.
even though it was noodle arm Peyton
It
Manning, but
was, but
like
it
it
was
was,
defense on defense.
yeah, it was
Everybody
defense
was
on
looking forward to that old
defense.
school defense on defense.
But other than that, I mean, the Giants Patriots number 2, but you said without Tom, so yeah, I mean, I don't really
But
know.
even with Tom, like before the hype, there wasn't even a lot of like the reason that those two, even with both Giants teams, it's so hyped afterwards. The first team I think was fucking 9-7
Mhm.
and came from the wild card, and the second team was like 10-6 and barely squeaked out the division or some crazy shit. And both sides, like we were this close to not even making the playoffs, and we ended up beating Tom Brady.
The Bounty Gate versus Peyton Manning was probably the most hyped one. The Saints beating Peyton
Yeah,
Manning, but that was a long time ago. That was what,
that was a
almost
good ass one. That
15,
was
16 years ago.
2009,
Yes,
2009, I think.
13 years ago. So a long time ago. So
That was a
yeah.
hyped ass fucking yeah. That
So,
was crazy.
so and it was a good game. So hopefully this is gonna be a good game
Hell yeah.
and we'll be able to do it.
After Katrina, yeah, I think you're right. That is
So that's
probably the
probably
last.
the last big hyped one. So what do you got to get out of here? We've talked about a shit ton of stuff.
I haven't done this in a while.
You haven't done this in a while.
You
Think of
know,
something good.
let's talk to the new age kids. How old's Joey Burrow? Like 22, 23. And it takes that kind of moxie and attitude to kind of make it in today's age to where you can literally do anything and make it. You just have to have a moxie to you, You have to know that you're confident. I make enough money for these, these diamonds to be
To be
real.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, like wearing turtlenecks, bringing out the cigars every time you win any kind of championship. He probably did that once they won the AFC North, popped out the cigars, but you kind of got to have that nowadays to make it. Just know that you are that motherfucker because there's literally millions of people on that same route. I always allude to back whenever I was at UCF and people were like, how hard, why was it hard to find a job? I was like, there's literally 35,000 kids that are trying to get that bagging job at Publix down the road from the campus, but they're actually going to the college. They're going to get the guy that wants to go to the college down the road instead of just living on by campus doing nothing. And nowadays, you don't have to do that. It's a level playing field. It just literally all comes down to what you believe you can do. And Joey Burrow knows what the fuck he can do. And he made it to a Super Bowl. The first person that can ever win a Heisman Trophy, national championship, and Super Bowl championship. And he can do all that in his first 3-year span. That's absolutely insane. So, yeah, no need to go any more long win like I always do with everything. Be like Joey Burrow and be a stud and not a scrub.